year, we got approval to start looking for property, but with the real estate market in Missoula, it just was slow. And we would find something, look at it, but it just generally didn't meet our needs. There just honestly wasn't a lot out there. And so we weren't discouraged, but we were just patiently waiting, wondering what the timetable was going to be, how God was going to work this out. Come September, I was at a foster dinner, and our real estate agent called me and said, "Laura, I need to talk to you right away. Do you have time to go look at a property?" Well, of course I didn't, because I was in the middle of an event. But anyway, we made it work the next day, and it was a house.
Well, we were looking for a property for a community center. We were only looking at commercial property, thinking that we would set up classrooms and have offices and things like that. But God surprised us in giving us the Welcome House, which is a home.
And that was not anything that we had really thought might be perfect for our ministry, but as soon as we walked in, we knew it would be. Things went really fast that weekend. It was a whirlwind of paperwork and signing and governing board meetings, and we got it all in, and by Monday, we had the property just in one weekend. And I just stand back and look at that, and I'm just amazed at how quickly God had that happen, and how He gave us the perfect fit, a home that we can invite families to and people we are working with that is just so warm and welcoming and secure, and we were able to start doing ministry immediately.
In working with vulnerable people, we have learned that home can often be a place of chaos or even a place that you have to flee from. But the Welcome House is a place of peace and comfort, and that just demonstrates to us how God knows so much more what we need than we do ourselves.
My name is Patty Barnett, and I direct the Mac Garage program. In case you don't know, our garage uses teams of volunteer mechanics to offer free oil changes and some other minor car maintenance to single parents who have high school age or younger kids living at home. So I'd like to tell you about several really encouraging things happening at the garage, especially in this last year. The first is that we've had a bunch of new volunteers to help care for clients, and this is encouraging to me. It makes everything run smoother if you have enough volunteers helping, but especially because it means that we have the capacity to help more people. The second encouraging thing this year has been the spiritual interest and hunger of the people we see. Now, some of the people we get to serve are valued members of our MAC family already, but many are folks from the community who have no church connections. And this year we have seen more spiritual interest as our client support team has been able to engage people as they wait. Every garage section, we send people home with Bibles, and we have a Bible promise book that's been very popular. So people are asking for prayer, and they're seeking God and seeking connections with God's people through church and through life groups. So this coming year, we're planning to create a MAC resources flyer to give to those we serve, which will include service times, programs, and also helpful information like Stephen's Minister and Steps to Thrive. And this will help as we seek to serve the whole person. I am looking forward to seeing God answer our prayers as He brings and draws people closer to Him through the simple doorway of minor car maintenance for single parents.
For Summer Adventure Week this year, we brought a group of the Congolese kids up to the church in the evenings, and we went through the videos and the packets just like everybody else did. What was different this year that was really fun is they brought some friends with them, and we had other people from the community who wanted to be involved. The thing that impacted me most about that was on the last day when I asked the kids, what did you like the most about Summer Adventure Week? I was expecting them to say, oh, I love this craft, or this game was really fun, or Minute to Win It was awesome. And the things that they said were how they identified with Joseph. They talked about how they loved that Joseph was able to forgive his brothers, even though he tried to hurt them. They loved that God always saw Joseph and did not forget him, even when he was poor and even when he was in prison. And they loved that Joseph remembered God, even when his circumstances were hard. So they really understood the biblical truths of the story. And that was the most special thing for me.
One win this year from the foster ministry is that we have been able to meet in person again. That started in September, and we have been so excited to just be face-to-face with families and be able to meet with them and welcome them into the church again. The foster closet has been a huge blessing to families all year. It's been great to see, be able to just meet their practical needs in that way. And the closet also is just a great way to just invite people to the church building. In fact, on a recent Sunday, we had 2 separate foster families stop by just knowing the church was open. And I love it that they thought the church is open and I know I can go. And they were able to get items from the closet and also just be blessed by being in the church on a Sunday. Another foster family stopped by earlier in the month to shop in the closet, and they commented to our staff that they felt like Missoula Alliance Church was the best resource for foster families in Missoula. And I just am so excited by that, because the church should be the organization that steps up to support families when they are in these hard places. So one of the very first things that we were able to do after we had purchased the property was host a prayer walk around the neighborhood of the Welcome House. And that was such a great way to just take time to pray for God's guidance over the ministry and for His wisdom in what next steps we need to be taking. There was a group of about 30 of us who were able to be there. We sang together and prayed together at the beginning, and then we just split up into groups and literally walked around the neighborhood praying over the houses, the schools, the businesses, the homeless shelter, just anything that came to mind as we were walking through the neighborhood. When I think about goals for the Welcome House for the next year and how we want things to look here, I think it's a goal that is overreaching in all of our outreach ministries, that we just want to be able to meet people where they're at, be able to really express the love that Jesus has for them. We have had ministry happening here almost every day. Practically speaking, it's just a great place for us to have meetings. We're working on office space. We're able to meet one-on-one with people. We've had several Bible studies and life groups meeting here. Our tutors have been able to meet with people here, and it's just been so much easier transportation-wise, as well as just being in a home is a so much better environment for them to learn. When I think about just big events that are happening in our world, like the crisis that happened in Afghanistan, it's sometimes hard to know how we're going to be able to affect that, or how we could even make a difference. And it's so sweet to see how God specifically calls our church to certain things. And through the Welcome House, we've been able to invite a few of the Afghan refugees that have resettled here into this home, and been able to just start a friendship with them and get to know them and help them just build a relationship with them by learning English and just being a friend. And so it's just cool to see how even when there's this big crisis going on, God asks us to do our little part. And it's just cool to see how the Welcome House can be part of that. Alpha and Omega, we worship you, O Lord. Church, we just want to express to you how thankful we are for your support year after year of the outreach ministries. We would not be able to do this work without you. If you are willing to give this year, there are several ways to do that. You can give online, or you can put your checks or cash in the drop boxes in the foyer. Again, we just thank you so much, and we're excited to see where God's going to take us in the next year.